it is Tom from Team TMS here, and today I'm going to be giving my review on the Despicable Me 4 movie, guys. So I went out and saw Despicable Me 4 just yesterday at the cinemas, and Despicable Me and Minions has always I've always been quite partial to those films ever since they came out. I've actually got three of the Despicable Me movies here, 1, 2, and Minions. So I just need the other three guys, the Minions 2 and Despicable Me 3 and 4, to get the full set. So I'll go out and look for those DVDs soon to get the full collection, guys. But anyway, so into the review of Despicable Me 4. Overall, it was actually a very, very fun watch, guys. I enjoyed it almost the complete way through. It wasn't a perfect movie, guys. I will go over what I didn't like about it. But firstly, I feel like there's just a bit too much going on, and the film was a bit of a overpacked sort of a film for, you know, the full 90 minutes. Like there were just so many things going on. There was a thing with the villain Maxime. He just turns into a cockroach, and he's got this weird obsession with cockroaches, and he's got this big flying cockroach car thing. So yeah, obviously Maxime was the main villain of the film, but there was also this whole thing with Gru having to change identities. He has to turn into this guy named 𝗂𝗃𝗱𝗁𝗀. So he has to literally move towns and move his family, and he has to, you know, completely change his entire identity. And the other thing is, when he moves houses, he's got these weird neighbors, and one of them is like this, like, girl, and she's actually evil. She's like trying to become a super villain like Gru, so she's like asking Gru about, you know, how she can become a super villain and how Gru can, you know, help her and that kind of thing. So that's sort of a weird little side story there. There's also, of course, Gru's newborn baby. So there's that whole thing there, and the baby actually hates Gru at first, but then they make up in the end, so it's all fine. So there's that too. There's also the Mega Minions, guys. There's just so much stuff. There's these like Mega Minions, sort of like a Fantastic Four sort of a thing. Like there's these, I think it's 5 Mega Minions actually. So yeah, there's these Mega Minions that turn into these crazy like minions. One's got like a laser that comes out of his eyes, and one's this big round thing that can break rocks and all that. Because you don't actually see much of the just normal minions in this film, because they're actually just back at Gru's, you know, main headquarters. So you don't actually see many of the normal minions apart from the Mega Minions. So there's all that's going on, and the whole Mega Minions thing doesn't really go anywhere. There's also this thing with Gru's like old school, where he takes that girl, that neighbor, to Gru's old school, and there's this principal that chases after them, and so there's a whole new villain there, the principal of the school, because actually it was actually like an evil school that he went to. So there's that whole storyline there. There's just so much stuff going on in this film, and it's sort of almost hard to like keep track of, guys, because you want to keep track of the main villain sort of thing that's going on there with Maxime, but there's just so much else you've got to, you know, keep track of. So it's just a very busy film, guys. It's not like a linear sort of a storyline. There's just so much going on. And there's also like a lot of side stories that don't even really get resolved in the end. Like there's Gru's wife Lucy. She has to work as like a hairdresser for a new identity when they move towns. So she actually ends up like burning someone's head, and then the whole store like burns on fire, and so that happens. But then nothing really happens after that. Like we don't really know if Lucy keeps working there or anything. So there's just a lot of side stories that don't really go anywhere, and it just floods out the whole film. I just feel like they didn't really have enough ideas for this film. Like they must just be running out of ideas or something. Because they've got all these little side sort of stories and just little individual things. Like they're trying to stretch it out to the 90 minutes. It just drags on way more than it needs to, guys, with all these little side things and all this stuff going on. So overall, it's just a real bitsy, sort of quite messy storyline, really. That's basically the main thing, well, the main complaint I had about this this film here. But overall, there are just a lot of funny moments in this film, like the thing with the minions and the vending machine. That was real funny. And then Chet, aka Gru, tries to play tennis, and then this whole thing goes on there with the minions, like, you know, blowing the whistle and all that kind of stuff. I won't give away too many spoilers or anything, but yeah, there was just a lot of funny moments in this film. It was a very, very funny and enjoyable movie. And it also had a real good ending too, guys, because it actually brought back all of the old villains from all the past Despicable Me's and Minions. So it brought back Vector from Despicable Me 1, obviously, 𝗂𝗏𝘁𝗲𝗍 from 2, 𝗂𝗴𝗲𝗀𝘁𝗲𝗏 Brat from 3, 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃𝗀 from Minions, and the Vicious Six from the Minions 2, The Rise of Gru. So it sort of brought them all back, and they almost had like a dance party thing in the prison where 𝗪𝗀𝗻 was sent. So it was a real good ending, guys. I really enjoyed the ending. It may actually be signalling the end of the franchise, though, guys, because they've never really brought back all of the characters together in the same film. So I think this might actually be the final Despicable Me or Minions movie. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that, guys. I guess at the end of the day, it just depends on how much money the film makes, because if it ends up being a real successful film, like with billions of dollars in the box office and that kind of thing, it could actually, maybe there could be a Minions 3 or a Despicable Me 5 in the distant future, but yeah, who knows, guys. I think that may be signalling the very end of the Despicable Me franchise, with all these villains all getting back together again and having that dance party. So overall, guys, I don't really have too many complaints about the film. Obviously, it was a bit overcrowded. The storyline was a bit hard to follow at some stages. Well, not hard to follow, but it was definitely just more overcrowded than it had to be. Like I said before, they didn't really have like a main sort of a storyline. They just had not enough ideas, so they just had all these little individual storylines and just put them together to fit into the 90 minutes. So yeah, I think they are running out of ideas for the Despicable Me 4. I'm hoping they don't you know, release too many more movies, if any, after this, because you don't really want to run the franchise into the ground. You know, it's sort of just it has its time, and then that's it, guys. That's what I think, anyway. But at the end of the day, do kids really care about how overcrowded a film is and how many, you know, side storylines or whatever there are? They don't really care about that stuff. As long as it's funny and entertaining, they're gonna be happy, guys. So as long as the minions are there and they get their mega minions and that kind of thing, it should all be fine. So and that's their target audience, guys, I guess, kids, so I don't think they really care about that. But yeah, so overall, I did actually really enjoy that movie. I'll probably give it maybe a 9 out of 10, 8.5. So that's basically all I had to say about Despicable Me 4, guys. I'm going to try to get the full set with the other 3 films there, and yeah, so that's basically my review. Obviously, I don't normally do reviews, so if you guys want to see more reviews, if you enjoyed this, comment down below and I'll try to make that happen. And yeah, without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy Despicable Me 4, guys.